Welcome to the Archotechs, a RimWorld fluid ideology series about pursuing the Archonexus. Episode 48, In the Groove. To briefly recap last episode, Droiden had a bad time. Started off by getting mauled by boars, and then Droiden had the brilliant idea to try to rebel and got absolutely crushed. Unfortunately, we now have need of another kidney. We also finished a lot of the wall project, but there's still more stuff that I want to do for it. I need a proper sort of flaming entryway that I designed for the last colony, and also probably some turrets. So, speaking of turrets, Bunny, you're going to have to do some additional mining. I need a lot of steel. We're also working on the research to get geothermal generators, which means I'm going to need a lot of steel for that as well. Trustin has already made all the components that will require, but we're going to need a whole lot of steel for that project. Speaking of which, this area right here, I would like to remove from the perimeter of the base because it produces a lot of heat. And, well, that's heat I don't really want leaking into the base. So we're going to unroof it and then separate it out. Eventually, once I have a lot of steel, oops, that's backwards. I plan on running air conditioning to keep us nice and cool. But because we are strapped for steel right now and I have a lot of wood, what I'm planning on doing is just getting a whole bunch of passive coolers to do the air conditioning for now, because we'll just have wood-fueled AC to try to keep us cool. So we'll get that going in just a second. And then we'll eventually wean ourselves off of wood-powered AC. But that should bring the temperature down pretty considerably. If we're doing that, I need to close all these external doors that were propped open for speed, because that doesn't make sense anymore. I don't know why I've picked Trustin for closing the doors. It's probably a total misuse of his talents. But whatever. All right. So we should see the ambient temperature of the base drop considerably now. So other plans that I have for this episode is the kill box, or at least the fire maze. Taking a look at the terrain affordance overlay, we have a few options. There is this here. The problem is it's kind of close to our Devil Strand farm, and there's a lot of mountains out here, so it's not ideal. And then I was looking at here. I like this spot. So what I'm planning on doing is putting sort of the killboxy terrain flamey trap thing, or whatever you want to call it. I don't have a name for it, but you've seen it. I had it in the last colony. And we'll put that in this vicinity. So I'll start cutting down the trees here, but probably know that the trees will regrow by the time I actually build that. So I will queue up some more tree cutting, because we are going through wood very, very quickly. All right. Another thing I wanted to do for our colony is to set up more tailoring. So here's the sort of high-level thinking. We live in a map tile of abundance. It has an abundance of wood, which we are currently turning into art. And then it also has an abundance of animals, which we could turn into clothing and food. And that's probably how we're going to derive our wealth. So to that end, I want to design a base that makes very good use of, animals and tailoring and that kind of stuff. So that is another goal that I have for our colony here. I'm going to rearrange the center recreation room to incorporate more art. And then I'd also like to get a billiards table in here as well, so that we can recreate dexterity a little bit faster. All right, so now the temperature in the base is 68 Fahrenheit, 20 Celsius. Very comfortable. Might even be a little on the cold side. But yeah, no problem. No problem at all. I'm going to be removing some of these extra stonecutter tables. I'm going to pare down the amount of stonecutter tables I have to just the 2. And I'd also like to nudge the art bench over a little bit. Oh, no luck is like, no, must use it. And the reason being is I want to put in a lot of shelves for textiles. I guess there's an empty spot here for, I don't know, maybe a skull. Putting in a bunch of shelves for textiles so that Trustin can make textile stuff very, very, very fast. And I'll start the shelves for that. Another project that I wanted to do is to have a prisoner and slave quarter. And then this shelf actually will just be the cloth shelf that I had over here. Let me put it like this. All right. Doesn't look perfect, but it's good enough. So this textile, there's a few more pieces of clothing that I wanted to make. I wanted to make shade cones. The base is very, very hot. And if the slaves that I have get sort of overheated, they won't work as fast. So it's definitely to my advantage to make sure that everybody has to have shade cones. So I'm going to do shade cones until I have, let's say, 2 of them at 95. I don't really need quality because Trustin's not going to make low quality shade cones. There's not a chance of that. He's too skilled. And then over here, oddly, I'm going to put stone chunks. So when we haul stone chunks for the stonecutter table, I don't know, I have a place to put them. And then if I'm making shade cones, let's allow the slaves to wear them. There we go. There's another thing I wanted to do, is a proper prisoner barracks and slave area. So I'm going to set that up. I'm going to put that here. So the larger one is going to be for our slaves, and the smaller one is going to be for our prisoners. So we have a dedicated spot to hold prisoners, and a dedicated spot to hold slaves. It's a pretty easy project, I think. We're also going to want to run power out there. Maybe like that. No, that's not exactly symmetrical, is it? I can fix that. Alright, so these, for now, will be for slaves. I think what I will do eventually is to get the slaves on slab beds. So as soon as Trustin's done with this, I will have him make some slab beds for the slaves. The colonists are a bit of hypocrites. The reason I say that is because our ideology prefers slab beds, but you know, we're not really sleeping on them, so it's kind of a situation of do as I say, not as I do. Oh my goodness, another legendary shelf. Okay, fine. Of all the things that I want legendary, a shelf is not amongst the top. But a masterwork sculpture is kind of nice. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to beautify the room here so that this, when we eat here, we regain beauty. And then I'll eventually have beauty sort of everywhere else at the other tables as well. Eventually. It will take a minute. So here's the billiards table that I wanted. And hopefully it will be at least like excellent quality so that it's better than the horseshoe pin. And then over here will be the slave quarter, once I have the material for it. And given how much work drive Trustin in the morning when he's well rested. But I'll probably hit work drive pretty soon. So there's a lot. Billiards tables take a lot of work, so there's a benefit in work driving him as he works on that. All right, let's get some slab beds, like I said. I can even put a dresser in there for them. Just because it's symmetrical, not because I care. Oh, legendary. You know what? I am going to take that for Bunny. Because the bed is too good. It is too good. Huntsman's Salvation. I super don't care. Sorry, dude. Alright, so Bunny is not going to be a hypocrite. Is actually going to live or sleep on a legendary bed. But that's only just because the rest effectiveness is 160%, which is absurdly fast. Not because I actually believe that pain is a virtue. So here we go. Slave 1. And this will be Droiden's. And then we'll get all of them into the proper beds, and then we'll have a prison room too. Oh, 2 of my animals got diseased. Oh well. I do have 2 beds out here so that they can be tended to. And Droiden, for all of the trouble that you caused, I'm going to have you start to clean. The base is getting a little dirty, and you're going to be the person in charge of keeping it tidy. Congratulations on your demotion. All right, back to work. And a masterwork. This is Denishi's. And then this is for prisoners. All right. Bunny, if you are cutting down trees, it means I have not queued up enough mining for you. So let's go ahead and mine the steel and silver, because we are going to need a whole lot of steel in order to get a proper kill box up, and in order to get turrets up, in order to get geothermal up. There's a lot of need for steel. A lot of need. All right, Sven, let's do the work drive. Looks like we're about to do the... There we go. About to do the billiards table. And that will be a better source of recreation for us, I think. I might also drop a sculpture or 2 in for them, only because it would make them less likely to rebel. So it's more of a method of suppression. Granted, yes, a terror sculpture is effective in keeping them suppressed, but a nice barracks will keep them from being too unhappy. And I've got plenty art to spare. They don't own that room, right? I do, so I'm really just improving my own room. This billiards table is excellent, which is much better than the default pin that I had before, so that's cool. And we have our slaves and shade cones, so that is all nice and set up. Tonight, I want to do the surgery on the left leg for Bunny, but that also means that I have to bring the impressiveness of this shrine room up to 120, so that when we re-scarify her, because we're removing the limb that has the scar, she is most likely, or we are most likely to have a positive scarification. Geo is done. So now that geothermal is done, I want to get shields next. because if our slaves all have shield belts, they're going to make for great cannon fodder. Because a slave that gets shot by actual bullets is not a very fast-working one. So other cues that I want over here is formal shirts and formal vests. I'm going to do until I have 2 each. I don't really care about the material, but what I do care about is that they're Masterwork Plus and 95 Plus. And this is for spare clothing for our trio, and then if No Luck and Celeb wants to wear it, I guess for them as well. Not that that's a concern. And then let's drop this on the floor. My trio will compare, because pawns do this automatically, where they take a look at the material and how protective it is. So now that Bunny is asleep at 1 in the morning, it is going to be a left Archotech leg. Use literal beds and operate. So she'll be out of commission for a little bit, but that extra leg will give her a nice kick. Pun fully intended. Oh, bummer. Drifters need charity. So I'm going to wait to betray these drifters until Bunny can shoot at them. What bad timing. And taking a look at them. You suck, so I'm going to kill you. Or enslave you. I'm looking for farmers here. Or miners. Of which... a pyromaniac cannibal who likes plants. That makes sense. They all suck. So I'm just going to open fire on them. Hopefully one of them will survive to be able to donate a kidney to Droiden. Hopefully. Not going to force it. So in here, we have need of 1 more masterwork, and then legendary only is what matters. So we're getting very close to our art max for sidecasting, which is cool. The maximum, of course, is 1 legendary and 8 masterworks is the minimum for the best possible sidecast recover rate. The geothermal generator did get done, so we can slap one of those in here. I do have just enough steel for it. Just barely. And Bunny's up, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's ready to go slaughter. So I'm going to give her a minute to recover, because I want her to get as many kills on these charity goers as possible. She's bloodlust, and the more she kills of them, the happier she becomes. So wait until the woozy is just a little lessened. Hopefully they don't leave before then. So that's the last masterwork that I need. And I'm going to be placing this art around to make the... oh, well, first I guess ritual room. Trying to get that up to 120 for scarification purposes. And there's the Geo. Oh, a slave rebellion of JD only. Can the other 2 slaves just take him out? What weapon does he have? Oh, he's igniting the rice plant. Rude. I like how he ignited it, but because then he was standing next to a fire, he put it out himself. Very confused. So our recover rate is 92%. 94 is, I believe, max. JD is not doing very well in his slave rebellion. Oh boy, he landed a punch. A singular punch. Pathetic. But hey, that's good for me, I suppose. And no meds for you guys. Alright, Bunny is... anesthesia is wearing off, so it is go time. Bunny is going to be the last one here, funny enough. And let's just... I don't care who we kill. Oh, there's our organ donor to Droiden's kidney. Sven will make sure they don't get away. And Marky, who will maybe enslave and sacrifice. All right, well, we have a brand new prison, so let's get imprisoning. Marky and Fergie. Everybody else dismissed. I could, of course, maximize the amount of captures that I get, but, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of fun to just shoot them. I don't really need to min-max everything. I'm not interested. So, between these two, who am I keeping? A Too Smart Slowpoke, that's going to be a real pain. Or Pessimist Greedy, I don't know if I'm keeping either of them. So, yeah. Oh, how'd that happen? Oh, because this is stuck indoors. We roofed that up? No, we didn't. Well, I'll have to fix that. That's like, no, it's only 77 in there. How did that set on fire? Oh, the door is getting super hot. Yeah, okay. All right. I think, this is not going to be indoors. I'm just going to let it outdoors because it's superheating ridiculously. And spontaneously combusting. Or it's not so spontaneous because it's super hot. So time to fix that immediately. So we'll just have that sort of inset into our, into the base. Done. Now it's outdoors and not going to cause so much issue. All right, I did just see the lavish meal. Yep, that's incorrect. I'll fix that. Now, if I really wanted to have this walled off, all I would need to do is have the wall be a little wider like this. I guess it keeps it protected. So I might as well. It's not like I have a lack of granite or anything like that. Taking a look at my power grid, I have an excess of 4,500 watts. So 2 geothermal generators is going to be enough to power up the whole base. 3 obviously going to be more ideal. Uh-oh, mad elephants. That is super sketchy. Yep. I'm going to use some skip. I did want to kill the elephants at some point, but I wasn't ready for them to stomp Bunny to death. The problem I'm going to face is, of course, it's nighttime, so they have a bit of a movement speed advantage at night. But it looks like they're coming in one at a time, roughly, so it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, they're getting rocked. Do I have any slaves that are endangered? Because I know I didn't check that last time. It actually just looks like it's these 3 left. Now, the issue that I'm going to have is this storage. Yeah, we really can't keep vegetables in here anymore. There's not going to be any room. So we're going to have to move those out. Okay, checking the enemies, tab, none. So we got them all. All right, let's turn this leather into clothing. That's what I want to do. So the formal shirts here, I will have them make out of rhino, or not rhino, elephant. I think elephant's probably... Panther fur is better than elephant, but we don't have enough panther fur to go around. So elephant's going to have to be the leather of choice. Panthera fur is extremely good for heat protection properties. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to have high priority hauls on everybody that can haul so I can make room for the crops. Or the meat that is about to come our way. I'll suspend butchering until there's more room for the meat. Because it's going to be a lot of meat. One could even argue that as long as I could keep this room cold enough, having quick access doors like this makes sense. Pfft. Of course he did that, huh? That's my fault. I didn't double check what he was queued to do. But it's like the most destructive thing that he could have done. And then this allows for the butcher to bring meat straight in, and then connecting the two stockpiles so that it's a minimum walk. Animal plague. The calf, Brahms, and Bryes. Alright, I don't have enough for another animal bed. I'll do one out of cloth. As soon as this door is done. Alright. One of the reasons why I don't like giant animal populations is you end up having to deal with their sicknesses constantly, and it kind of gets annoying. So these guys should be converted. So I get the development points for the conversion process, and then we're going to take organs from one of them in a minute. I'm also going to start to strategically put art around the base so that the base becomes beautified. And you guys from Westinia, I'll trade. Let's reduce the high priority hauling. And it looks like, ooh, I really do want jump packs. So I'll buy that. And I'm going to go ahead and sell most of the clothing that I have, because it's very replaceable, given that I'm about to come into a windfall of leather. I'll even sell the bionic leg, because I don't have a recipient for it. Cool. So I came out ahead, and Sven, you're going to go apply the jetpacks. So that's going to allow me to get Locust Armor, which is a good replacement armor for No Luck and Zaleb. Very important, in my opinion. All right, butchery is a go. I'm going to have Bunny... Oh, she's not assigned to cooking. I'm going to assign her to... No, I'm not. I do want her to continue mining, because if we're going to get more geothermal jennies, I need the steel badly. I currently have 0 steel in the colony. It's kind of bad. There's none. I will, however, suspend the components after Trustin makes that one. I'll only make until, like, let's say 30. Whoa, you have the flu and the plague? Yeah, how about I just put you out of your misery? I don't know how that happened, but... What other animals do I have that are sick? Oh, flu and plague. And you're not even resting? Oh, because this is assigned. You know what? It's doctoring training. I'm going to see if I can rescue them. Why not? Those are some really sick animals, though. Sven, let's do some tending. Work our magic. Oh, another masterwork. I'll put this here. So there's a little bit of catch-up to be had, but I think it's very possible that these animals will survive now that they have resting beds. All right, looks like I need to encourage JD to do some butchering rather than lavish meal craft. So I'm going to craft lavish only up to 20 so that JD can reprioritize. Problem is JD's hurt. So to speed you up, you get preach health. So which one of you is going to give up an organ? Maybe the pessimist greedy. Not winners they are. Definitely not winners. So down here we do have a queued up skull spike. Let me extract a few more skulls. Wouldn't hurt. And got some more masterworks. So these masterworks are getting first installed where there are tables so that the, you know, for eating here, they're beautiful. And then we'll just start putting them everywhere like I did last time. All right, operation time. And this is for Jordan's missing kidney. And it worked. So let's go install the kidney. And it looks like Trustin needs work priorities because he's stone cutting. So although I don't have any steel nearby, there is, however, steel on the map tile here, and he'll run and deliver it. Oh, I need to cut trees, though. Okay, shields just got researched, and next will be precision rifling. Precision rifling is, in my opinion, a very important tech because it allows us to take down mechanoids much more easily. Mechanoids, of course, are very, very, very dangerous if you can't outrange them, especially the centipedes. Oh my lord. The amount of masterworks we're getting is ridiculous. So yeah, you can see how it is makes the seats here beautiful when we eat. And it looks like Jordan's, yeah, I didn't even check, but Jordan's surgery has worked. So we have Jordan's surgery done, and then of course we also have Bunny's surgery done. Bunny soon will demand scarification. I'm actually surprised that she hasn't demanded yet, because she's missing a scar in her leg, but she'll realize soon enough. And yep, these animals are indeed surviving. Yep, they all are surviving. I suppose the reason why I kept them alive is, at the moment, I don't need meat, as those elephants tried to kill me. And, oh, Trustin. Food drop. Oops, broke the ceiling. Silver drop. And glitter med drop. Perfect. Little cleanup needed. Droiden will get it. And I also kind of damaged my own shade cone, I think. Gotta be careful about where I land those things. So now, once we get the second geothermal generator up, I probably can phase out the wood fire generators, because we'll be generating enough power to not require the geogennies. I'm actually going to put this masterwork in here to spruce up the crafting room, because that's where we spend a lot of time, and it'd be nice if it was, you know, pretty in here. Get our beauty up. Looking good. All right, let's, for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to power these off in case we need them in a pinch. And then as I get battery tech, I'll probably remove them entirely. Oh, that was automatic refuel. V, power them off. There we go. Okay, there we go. So we're no longer reliant upon wood for power. We are reliant upon wood for cooling. So that's another task to be done with additional steel, once I have it, is to add in some AC into the base. So that is to be done. Mostly reliant upon Bunny's delivery of steel from mining. Bunch of formal shirts getting made, which is great, and they're all masterwork, so that will keep us nice and spruced up. Ooh, legendary formal shirt. Holy cow. Now, if only I could get a legendary locust armor, then we'd be talking. So I did get shield belts, and what do I need for that? I'm going to do until I have 1 plasteel, steel, and components. A little pricey at the moment, given my steel shortages, but worth it. The nicest shield belt should probably go to Sven. Sven currently doesn't have a firearm, so he could use a shield belt for him to safely sidecast. So that's going to be pretty important. And then another thing I realized is, now that we're changing our clothing around considerably, I'm going to want a styling station. And then I'm also going to want to put down some Tinctoria. So I am going to shrink this zone a little bit and drop Tinctoria in the south of it so that we can dye our clothing the desired colors that the trio has. My goodness. These sculptures. So I'm going to just try to line the hallways with all nice sculptures so that no matter where we are, something is beautiful nearby. This sculpture might be best used in here anyway. Just so that we have a really beautiful workshop and that will keep us quite happy. Oh yeah, look, it's already maxed. So maybe I'll put this like here, and then I will put the skull spike in. Now that we have skulls. Hey! We have a quest for one of the relic dominances. Nice. I'll get going on that eventually. Let me accept it, because it doesn't time out. And it is very close by, so that is fantastic. I would send Bunny to go do this now, but I really need the steel, so I can't part her with her current tasks without suffering a bit. So we have a masterwork shield belt. I'm just going to immediately give that to Sven, rather. So Sven has given up his power beam targeter, and I'll give that to Trustin. And then give the Incendiary Lance to Bunny. And then probably Clear Force. Actually, Clear Force might have Sven drop his shield belt. Nope, it won't. Good. So now he can safely sidecast and be bulletproof. And then we'll get shield belts out for the other slaves so that they can cannon fodder for me. Also looks like I'm starting to wear down my armor. So getting, now that I have jump packs, getting recon armor and jump packs research would be great. That would allow Zleb, No Luck, and the rest of them to start getting armor back, which is pretty keen. I'm pretty keen on. Hey, No Luck, you get to keep one of your sculptures for your own bedroom. So these guys are almost converted. Probably just one more talking to Fergie. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with them. I don't really want either of them. So I'm definitely going to sacrifice one to maximize the suppression for all the slaves. But then on the other, I don't know. Perhaps a gladiatory fight. Gladiator fight. Gladiatory, I don't know what I'm saying. A gladiator fight between them. And then the loser gets sacrificed, and then the winner fights the next. Something like that. I don't know. That sounds good to me. So another Masterwork belt. Looks like Danishi grabbed it. So then we have a normal belt for JD or Jordan. Once they, yep, JD wore it. And then yet another belt. Very, very expensive, but it's extremely handy, in my opinion, to have slaves that can just absorb damage. I'm going to allow No Luck to keep yet another sculpture. Very impressive. Great. Marky went berserk. Yeah, I don't allow that. That doesn't happen here. So then the next big project is going to be to make sniper rifles for if and when we have to fight mechanoids. The researchers got done. Let's push ahead to recon armor, so that we can start replacing the armor that is decaying, because No Luck is very vulnerable wearing just a shade cone. And once this shield belt is done, this will be just the last shield belt I make. Once this shield belt is done, we'll start to get sniper rifles out, which again is a lot of steel. Everything is costing a lot of steel, so that's been brutal, because I still have a bunch of coolers yet to make. As you may have noticed, I prioritize weapons and armor over stationary turrets. Stationary turrets can be neutralized very easily with things like solar flares, and then they also, you know, you can't move them around very easily. They're just not very versatile. Turrets are amazing, don't get me wrong, but they're not as versatile as having really good arms and armor, so that is what I definitely prefer. All right, sniper rifles go. The issue is he's going to carry steel very, very inefficiently, and it's probably going to make me sad. So, let's do some more high priority hauling then. It looks like Bunny is just about done with this node here. And then our guys can start hauling. That's probably more important than anything else. Production command would be nice. One of the reasons why I have the art bench roughly in the middle of the station is so that no matter where No Luck is, as you can see, Trustin gets the benefit, except for this corner, which he'd never craft at anyway. And that way they riff off of one another in a very, very fast and productive manner. So all the bedrooms are very impressive. I'm not going to kick them up any higher. I'm just going to start installing art around the base now. Really hoping for high quality sniper rifles. Fingers crossed. And this sniper rifles I'm going to bring to stockpile so I don't leave them on the floor, encouraging slaves to do bad things with them. Because it would encourage them to fight back. I do like how the door is wide open. And to be fair, this weapon temp now probably ought to be ejected outside for whatever reason. And a lot of people are like, hey, that just seems like weird game mechanics. For whatever reason, weapons are allowed to be outdoors and not affect slave rebellions, but they can't be indoors. So they might even be able to be on shelves. I hadn't thought of that previously, but that might be a thing, is to have temporary weapons just stored on shelves out here. I'll check that out. I'm actually going to test that. I'll test that before this episode ends, which is a little overdue already. So let me get a shelf going for that theory. Because if that works, I don't even really need to roof this up much. So let's try it. This here is going to be preferred. This is important. And then Sven, you haul the sniper rifle onto the shelf. And then let's say, what slave is close by? No, none of them are close. Well, there's a knife. That's good enough. So this shelf here is going to be low for weapons. And then JD, you're going to be our experiment. So go to slave. And no, the weapon, because it's outdoors, does not count. Sweet. So we don't even have the weapons decay. This is now, here, let's copy, paste, and paste. So the slaves here will haul the weapons to a shelf, and then we can bring them from the shelf inside, not risking slave rebellions. All right, I guess I can beat up Marky Mark one more time. And this, my friends, is where the episode ends. Thank you for watching In the Groove, episode 48 of the Archotechs. If you have any feedback or questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. Just leave your questions down in the comments below. Or if you want to discuss them, the best place to be is Discord. Rhadamant.com has the link to Discord, as does the description of this video. I really want to say a true special thank you to my Patreon patrons and Twitch subscribers. Without you, it would have been impossible to become a full-time content creator. And, of course, viewers like you that tune in. So, thank you. I'll catch you all next episode. Farewell.